Hi there. This is going on my retro channel. I wanted to give a demo of my completed um, Stocks and Bonds game. This is a game I've been working on for a few weeks now. I initially started with Claude using the project's functionality. In this last week, I ran out of tokens on the free version of Claude, so I ended up switching over to ChatGPT using the Codex platform. I've got a video talking about that I'll be posting on my Modern Democracy channel if you're interested. Um, and I'll link to that in the description of this video. But I wanted this video to focus exclusively on demoing the application and kind of showing you what I built. So anyway, the game just runs. Here we go. Game runs by just typing. If you've got the install, I'll show you where to get it after with the video. But when it's installed in your Coco 3 installation, you type SMB, and it will take a second. And there we go, Stocks and Bonds. So from here, I can either create a new game, load the save game, or quit. The game only currently supports one save game file right now, so when you hit save and exit at any point in the game, when you reload the game, if you hit load game, it'll reload that save. I do plan in the future to support multiple save files, but for purposes of this demo, this will work fine. Okay, so new game. Number of players, you can have up to 6 players. I will do 2 players. Put my name in. Oop, that's not right. Hard to type around a microphone. And I am a human. I will put human computer player, and you can choose difficulties 1 to 3. There's not a lot of difference between the 3 difficulties right now. It is one of the things I will look at updating at some point, is especially on the hard. I do have some. There's actually a old Avalon Hill General article on stocks and bonds talking about strategies and variants, but the strategies part in particular I want to try and build into the medium and especially the hard AI, but it does have AI logic, so we'll go hard. There are 3 role modes. If you look at the rules and against, I'll link to that specifically in the description of this video. I haven't included it on the disc because I do want to make an actual in-game help, but that's a later stage as well. But effectively, role mode 1 is the default. It's the simple, where essentially the way the game works is you have 4 phases to a round. At the beginning of every year in a 10-year game, we pay out dividends. So any stock that pays a dividend will pay out based on every 10 shares that you own. And there's also margin interest. So if you buy something on margin, which is a variant rule, which I'll get to in a second, that will also get collected at the start of the turn. Then there's a determination of what the market is, which in the physical game is a draw of a card as well as roll of the dice and look up on a table. There's a bull or a bear market, and depending on what you get, each stock gets changed. Variant 2 is very much like Variant 1, with the exception that the first year you actually roll for every single stock separately and look it up on the table. Variant C is the more complex rule, where every year, you still flip a single card, but you roll the dice and look up on the table for every single stock. So instead of having a column where, depending on which dice roll was rolled, you pick. There's a hard coder for every stock. Every stock can change based on the individual rolls. If you roll a 2 or a 12 in any of the rolls, it'll just do 2 or 12 for all of them. Okay, so we're going to do rule C. And then margin rules. If you don't have the margin rules on, essentially you have to have the cash to pay for any stock. If you have the margin rules on, after the first year that you've bought, you have to pay cash first year regardless, but after you've paid cash at least once, then on subsequent years when you buy stock, you can buy it on you choose to buy it on margin, in which case you only pay 50% of the price. The other 50% you take a loan for, and then you're paying a margin interest until you pay it off, and you have to pay off your margin by the end of the game. So let's turn that on, and then it just gives you a confirmation of the setup. So it's myself against a computer player who's on hard. Roll mode, we're doing C, and margin rules are on. So it hits 1 to confirm. So the way the game is wired, the setup phase, this dividend phase, which we skip in year 1 because there's no stocks that anybody owns. The market phase, which is what we're in now, which is the card flip. And then there's and then the dice rolls, and then there's the sell phase and a buy phase. So you can sell stock, and again we skip that in the first phase because nobody has any stock. And then the buy phase is the end of the turn essentially, and then we loop around for 10 years. So the card that flips will tell you a couple of things. One, it tells you if it's a bull or a bear market. So this is a bull market. So that's in the physical game. You've got this card here. I got to pull it back. So this is the bear market and this is the bull market. They've got a different set of lookup tables, and then the stocks listed on the side and the dice rolls on the top here, and then you kind of just triangulate that. That's been captured inside the game. And then there's also an effect on the card. So in this case, there are 36 cards in general. You will only flip 10 of them because there are 11 of them actually, and they affect the value in addition to the dice roll of 1, 2, or 3 stocks. In this case, Pioneer Mutual goes down 8, Stryker Drilling goes up 8, and Uranium Enterprises goes up 5. Then I press any key. So then it does the dice roll. So here you can see the die 1, die 2, and then the total dice roll, as well as the change in market for the resulting change in market for each of the different stocks. And there's 9 stocks in total in the game. So in this case, all of them are going up because it's a bull market. All stocks will have a tendency, a higher rate of average to go up. Although you can still go down in a bull market, and you can go up in a bear market. Then we're provided with the markets board. So this is now the sort of the roll up. So at the start of the game, every stock starts at 100. Then the market change is the result of the die roll. The card column is the result of the card value. So you can see Pioneer Mutual got plus 13 due to the table lookup, minus 8 due to the card, so it only goes up 5 points. Whereas Stryker Drilling went up 37 thanks to the die roll, plus 8 for the card, which means it actually goes up 45, so it's 145. Some other things about the rules. If the stock in this phase goes above 150, you get an automatic stock split, which means, so a stock split means that the price of the stock gets cut in half, and anyone who owns shares of that stock gets double the shares. If the stock goes to 50 or below, it goes into what's called a suspended stage, in which case until it goes back above 50, it does not pay dividends, even if it would in a normal beginning of the year. And then finally, if the stock hits 0 or lower, it goes bankrupt. When a stock goes bankrupt, anybody who owns shares in that stock loses them. They get no money for them. And then the next turn, that stock restarts at 100 and then goes again. You can start to buy stocks again. Okay. So after I've pressed through that, we go into the buy phase. So the buy phase will tell you what year you're in. So this is year 1. Tells you which player's turn it is, how much cash and how much margin they have. The amount in the square brackets is the amount of cash and margin you will have after each buy phase. So the way to buy stocks, and there's also bonds. So bonds, there's a single municipal bond. You can buy it in units of 1,000, 5,000, or 10,000. Bonds pay out a fixed yield every year. I think they might even refer to it as interest, but in either case, it does not change in value. So it's a way to consistently get money, although generally you will find bonds are not nearly as good an investment as a stock is. Stocks, on the other hand, will show you the name of the stock, followed by the current price of the stock per share. And then it also shows you the dividend. So the growth stock and the growth core in this case has a 1% dividend, which means for every share in that stock that you have, you will get $1 at the beginning of the next year. Pioneer Mutual has a 4% yield. Shady Brooks has a 7. Uranium has 6. United has 2. Valley has 3. Tri-City Transport, Striker Drilling, and Metro Properties do not have a yield, so they will not give you money every year. However, they are better chance of going up in price than some of the others. Okay, so if I wanted to buy stock, if I wanted to pass, I can just press B, but in order to buy a specific stock, you press the number to the left. You can see above the stocks, next to the stocks title, it says press 1 to 9. So that tells you which stock you're going to purchase. In this case, maybe I will buy some Pioneer Mutual. This brings you to the buy quantity screen. Again, so I can either use the up arrow or down arrow to increase the amount of shares that I buy, or I can type in the amount, like 10, and hit enter, and then it'll do the same sort of thing. So if I wanted to just type in 40, I can type 40. I can also, as a shortcut, if I just type in, you always have to buy in units of 10, so if I just put in 4, it'll also, here, let me do this 5. You can see it'll add the 0 and automatically give you 50 shares. So the other parts of this interface, it shows you how many shares you currently own. That's right next to the name of the share. It says I have no shares at $150 per share. In this case, I wanted to buy 50. In fact, listen to me, I'll buy 10. So I'm buying 10 shares. The CA means I'm paying cash. Again, first turn, you can only pay cash. And then it tells you the total number of shares you'll have after the fact. When I'm happy with the amount I want to purchase, I just hit the X key to confirm the sale or the purchase. And now it brings me back to that buy phase, and it shows me my current transaction. You can see my cash now, in brackets is I'm now, if I confirm this order, I will have $39.50 in cash, and I will own 10 shares paid cash in that particular bond or stock. While I'm at it, I'll buy some Tri-City Transport, and let's do another 10 shares. I'll do the up arrow this time. Oops, up arrow, and then X to confirm. Let's buy some Uranium Enterprise, and let's get 20 shares of that and confirm that. So now you can see I'm down to $510 cash, and I'm going to have a total of 40 shares in 3 different stocks combined. I hit X to confirm my order, and then it moves on to the AI player. AI player has bought 10 shares of Shady Brooks at this turn. Then when you go, now you're on to year 2. So in year 2, I received dividends from Pioneer Mutual and United Auto. Each of them give me $40. That gets added to my cash. So you can see total received is 80. Cash before is 510. So now I get 590 cash to go on to the next turn. Then Kim got $70 from Shady Brooks. Now it's another bull market, and Shady Brooks goes up 5 in addition to whatever the dice roll is. So now the dice rolls happened, and Pioneer Mutual, Striker Drilling, and Uranium Enterprise went down in value. The others all went up. And then you can see the resulting stock market results board. So again, all the shares are in the hundreds plus. Okay, so now I could either sell shares. In fact, maybe I will do that. I will sell some of my, it's United Auto I have. Okay, let's sell 10 shares of United Auto and hit confirm. Same interface for the selling as it is for buying. And then just hit confirm again to go on to the next screen. Kim doesn't sell anything. Now I come back in here, and maybe I want to buy some more Pioneer Mutual. But this time, okay, so if I say I want to buy 20 more shares, and if I switch it to M, if I press M, now you'll see that the shares says M instead of C, so that means I'm buying it on margin. And there's a bug. The cache should be updated here, and it's not doing it. I'll fix that, but in either case, it will still work. I'll hit X. So now you can see I'm buying 20 on margin, and now my margin's going up to 1,030. My cash is going down to 920. I'll hit confirm. And Kim bought Shady Brooks and Pioneer Mutual. Year 3, same sort of thing. So this basically just loops over for every year. If for the sake of speed, I will just skip through the rest of it. Oh, so here's a stock split. So now all of those stocks went over 150, so now they get divided by 2. And depending on how high they went, you can see the value is now half of what they were. So Growth Core was 164, so now it's down to 82. So each one of those gets split. So it'll show you, for every stock that splits, it tells you the split, the 2-for-1, the old price, the new price, as well as if anybody owns shares, it'll show you what they changed. So in fact, it will do it for me, Tri-City Transport. I had 10 shares before, now I have 20. And I had 10 shares of United Auto, now I have 20. And that's it. So now you can see I've got my shares here. I could buy some more if I wanted, or sell some stocks if I wanted to, but I'll just pass. Now I'll buy some Valley Power. And let's do 10, and I'll buy that on margin. So now I'm going down to 279. My margin's going up. I'll confirm. Oh, I did skip over the margin. I'll stop on it again this time. So now we go dividends and interest. So now I'm making $190 in dividends. Kim made $440. Now I skipped over this last time, but there's a margin interest. So as long as you have margin, it'll show you your outstanding margin, your annual charge. So it's 5% of your margin total, and you will subtract that from your cash. If you don't have enough cash at this point in order to pay for it, you have to sell stock immediately to cover the difference before we determine the value of the stock for the current year. So that's, I'll see if I can force that at some point. Like I said, I'm just going to go quickly through this now. I'll not sell anything. Is there anything I can buy on margin? I might be able to buy Metro Properties on margin. Let me try and do that and see if I can force margin. Yep, okay. So now, okay, I made enough in dividends so I covered my margin, so this turn is fine, but we'll keep going. Valley Power splits. Now I have 20 shares. Yeah, I can't buy anything, so let's just keep going. Margin interest. Okay. Oh, market got suspended. So uranium went down below 50, so now it's suspended, which means anybody who has uranium doesn't get dividends until it comes back above. Keep going. Let me see. I might be able to buy something else on margin. Let's buy some Striker Drilling. See if I can do that. Put that on margin. Yep. Okay, confirm. Let's see if that causes a margin call. Year 7. Nope, I'm still making enough on dividends. Okay. Striker Drilling's got suspended. Okay. Pass. Pass. Year 8. Okay, I'm still covering my margin. We're almost done. We'll go right through to the year 10. Oh, bankrupt. So now uranium went bankrupt, which means anybody who had uranium lost all their shares, and next turn it'll start over at 100. Okay, I'm not so... Pass. Pass. Okay, I'm still covering my margin. If I don't get it, I'll still be able to do it at the end of the year 10. Not passing. Or not buying, or selling, I mean. Let's buy some Striker Drilling. Buy it on margin. Oh, you know what? Let's buy more. Let's go 20. Buy it on margin. There we go. Down to that ought to hopefully do it. All right. So even if I pass here, because we're in year 10, you have to clear your margin by the end of year 10. And I own $2,800 in margin. So I'll hit pass just to show you, but now I get a margin clearance required. So now I need to, and this will be the similar screen. If you get a margin call early, this will be pretty much the same interface. I just wasn't able to trigger it. But so now I want to sell, at the end of year 10, they will do one more card draw, one more dice roll. So the stocks will change in value one more time. But I'm going to sell, let's try selling some Pioneer Mutual. And let's try 20 shares. See where that brings me. So that brings my margin down to 520. I want to sell something else. Let's sell all 3 Pioneer Mutual. That'll bring me enough. Yeah, so now that clears my margin and gives me some more cash. So I'll be up to $877. Now I hit X to confirm. Oh, you can also pay with cash. But I didn't have enough to do it the last time. So anyway, I'll hit X to confirm. And now it'll do, I could buy. Let's buy, and you can't buy on margin on the 10th turn. So I will buy, let's try some Tri-City Transport. I'll buy 10 shares of that. Okay. And Tri-City Transport went up, so that was a good choice. So now bear market means some of them go down, some of them go up. Okay. After that, it gives the final markets board result. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you'll see RSTD means restored. So Striker Drilling was below. That might be a bug, actually. Oh, no, yeah, so it's up to 64. So because it went back up above 50, next year, if there had been an extra year, it would actually pay dividends again. But as long as it's below 50, it doesn't. And it tells you that. So then finally, it's going to sell all your stocks at the final price. And I've got $9,387. The AI player has $5,822, which means I win the game. Here we go. And then you can just return to the main menu or quit. So there you go. That is a demo of stocks and bonds. Like I said, I did spot that one bug that I'll try and stamp out, but otherwise the game is pretty solid. If you do try this out and you find any bugs, please message me on the Basic09 Discord channel, or put a comment on the video below, and I'll try and fix it. But anyway, thanks for watching. This was a real delight to try and see if I get an AI model to write code for me, and I was very successful. So quite happy with the results. We'll definitely be revisiting using AI development on retro game development in the future. One of the things I would like to change is to implement the graphics for this. Take advantage of the Nitro OS 9 graphics screens, but that'll be a later revision. In the meantime, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments down below, or on Discord. We'll see you later. All right, bye-bye for now.